Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here. New episode. Jehovah Witnesses are selling properties again. And I'm also busy in that process. We sold the old house. We finally get a good offer. So I'm also busy selling. Selling is not wrong. If you make some profit, nothing is wrong. But Jehovah Witnesses, I said it again, are a real estate organization. Their focus mainly lies on real estate instead of spiritual food. You can see it by less awakes, less watchtowers, rehearsing old magazines, the teachings during the midweek meeting. They simplified it, they are old stuff, there is nothing new, there's no depth in studying anymore, in research, in midweek meetings, in meetings in the weekends. It's all going downhill. So that for me is a key, that they are more focusing on real estate. And one thing I found was this. Hong Kong religious group sells for $14 million in property as home market perks up. The home market perks up. So the home market is changing. And they are so quick to sell those properties that they have to be on top of it in every country they have assets. So there are a lot of people who are monitoring interest rates, financing stuff for people, and I will clarify it. Jehovah Witness Group sold 60 units in Chong Kwang since July. 11 of them after bank cuts interest rate in September. So the interest rates were only cut in September, and in October they already sold 16 units, because the home market there is now going up. So a religious group, Jehovah Witnesses, Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania, sold 11 units at Ocean Shores in Tsung Kwang after the Federal Reserve cut rates by a half percentage point in late September. So late September is the end of September, and in October they already sold those 11 units. So it's not about a printing spiritual food company who stumbles upon something and thinks, hey, maybe it's a good time now to sell something. And just sell something because you can make a profit. And that's not, I'm not against making a profit. Everybody has to make a profit. But here it clearly states that they are on top of the real estate market in every country. Not only in the US, no, also in Hong Kong. The group sold 5 other units before the rate cut, 11 after the rate cut. So they thought, hey, we're gonna make more money now of it. It bought 30 flats in 2013 for around 170 million Hong Kong dollars. So that's not that much. And they say the Hong Kong's property market is showing increasingly positive signs after a long slump. So they bought it when it was in a slump. So they're not only just buying something to use it. They all know what they're doing. In the bad times, they buy something and they sell it when the good times arrive. Because they have a lot of money in the bank, so they can sit it out and wait it out till the market goes better. You and I, we can't wait. So we're taking an offer who's less than we thought because we want to get rid of something. But they're not want to get rid of something. They just have assets everywhere. And they can sit on it as long as it has to be. And when the market is increasing, then they're going to sell it. So home buyers there are also now to obtain as much as 70% financing. So that's also changed, regardless of the value or the use of the property. And then one of the ocean shore units, a 500 square feet 2-bedroom flat on the upper floor. So they also know what to buy. They don't buy just an apartment, they buy the top of the market apartments in the building. They bought it, they sold it for 7.2 million. 7.2 million. And if I put that in, that's 926,000 US dollars. They bought it for 5.8. So they bought it for $746,000. So on one apartment they make $200,000 of profit. The group sold sites at 12 and 14 Kent Road in Koh Long Tong, somewhere else, I believe, for about 500 million in 2016. So it's between 2013 and 2016 that they were buying in that area. 500 million Hong Kong dollars, but they only bought it for $30 million. So if we go to the calculator, $30 million is 3.8 million US dollars. So they bought the places, the units for 3.8 million US dollars. So all the money they received from donations and other stuff and real estate, they invested in this 3.8 million. But they sold it for 500 million in 2016. So if we go back from 30 million, 3.8 million US dollars, and we go to 500 million dollars, then from 3.8 million, say 4 million, we go to 64 million US dollars. So they make a profit of 60 million US dollars. People, this is a news article from Hong Kong. I didn't know they have properties in Hong Kong also. It's new for me, but it doesn't surprise me. But they make in that area a profit of $60 million. And you are busy scraping your last laptop. You are the widow, you have no job, you have no children, you struggle to make ends meet, and you give some jewelry, you give some property to them. Do you really think that they need your money? that Jehovah is happy with you? How is Jehovah looking down on this? Was his son buying up the best apartments in Jerusalem so he could flip it and do some other things with it? So the only thing they do and what they are building and what they are buying is to make a profit. They're not building things out of nothing. They build things, they get free labor from their people, and they flip it and they make a profit. Why aren't the Jehovah Witnesses happy to announce this on the JW website? If you are a Jehovah Witness and you are watching, why do you not see those kind of news items? Hey people, we are happy to share with you that we bought some apartments in Hong Kong and that we sold them with a profit. Jehovah is blessing us. No, Jehovah is only blessing us when there's sand coming on the shore, and on that island they needed sand for building the Kingdom Hall. And after a storm there was a big pile of sand and they could just scoop it in and build those Kingdom Halls. That are the stories of Jehovah blessing his people. But isn't Jehovah also blessing us with 60 million in profit? Or is the love for money the root for evil? Because I'm not judging, but I go to the side, to the road, that they're loving money. Because otherwise you wouldn't do those things I've read about. So and they're just following other people, because the evangelical free churches of Hong Kong also invest there. So they're not only the only religious group. The LDS Church is also a very large property owning church. The Vatican, they possess the most real estate, I believe, in the whole world. That rich are they. So it's mind-blowing for me that they make $14 million on a property, Ocean Shore in Tsung Kwang. It bought 30 flats in 2013. It's mind-blowing. It's also said, is a non-Hong Kong company in 1984, was registered. Its current registered address is in Kwong Tung. So they are making, only in this article, they're making about $60-70 million in profit for just buying those investment properties. Are there people living who are Jehovah Witnesses? I don't know. Maybe they were renting it out to people. I don't know what's happening with that. Maybe they put someone in there for the weekend, a high profile leader. I don't know what they are doing with that property, because it's a residential property. It's just in a large building. And if you see it, it's just a residential property. So I don't know who's living there, if they're renting it out, whatever. And if it's a little bit of a side hustle, I would understand it, because it's an easy way to make some money. If I can buy a house and I can flip it, I will also do it. But then I'm a real estate agent, and I call myself a real estate agent. or I call myself someone who's owning houses and rents them out, or buys homes, renovate them and then sell them. But then I am in the real estate business, or I'm a broker or whatever. But you call yourself the true people of God. You are the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, but I think it's time, governing body members, I hope you're watching, that you are changing the name to Real Estate and a little bit of Watchtower and Tract Society. Because people, we are giving money to an organization who don't need your money in the slightest way. They're sitting there and they think, oh, look at this. Sister, have nothing at all. Transfer $25. Credit card. It's chump change for them. And it's good because it's a non-profitable organization on paper. But they're doing the same thing as all the big companies are doing. They're avoiding taxes to put something in another country as an address. They try everything to pay as less money as possible. That's the end game. So sorry to break it to you, JWs, but you are a worker, a free worker in a real estate organization. So this is about the breaking news I saw in Hong Kong, that they sold for $14 million just now as home market perks up. It's mind-blowing, those numbers. I know they are rich. I didn't know they were in Hong Kong also, so I learned something today, but they have properties everywhere. And only when they get sold, you get to know what was the property of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Otherwise, we wouldn't know. But luckily for the internet, nowadays, it's open information to know for us. But knowing is one thing, guys. I hope you going and do a good self-evaluation about where you are a part of, where you are a member of. And maybe you are understanding that giving your time and energy should be enough. And they say donation is power. In the latest broadcast, there was a little movie, a little video, and it's also on the website now by the latest news. Donations is power, they say. And boy, what power do they have? They're buying, they're selling and making profits, an amount of money on one place, only Hong Kong. It's more money than all the JWs together ever own, maybe. So do what you want with this information, but it's time to wake up.